Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. I am the Pentagenarian, and I am a 56-year-old veteran that enjoys watching and listening to music videos I may or may have not. Doesn't sound right, does it? Anyway, um, sometimes I'm watching videos for songs I've heard. It's not always a unique experience. But today, this is a song I've heard, but I have not heard this version. And I'm watching this because when I was in high school, I used to live in Southern California. And I've discovered there is a series of live videos of the Warning at the Whiskey A Go Go. And I cannot tell you how many different concerts I went and I saw at the Whiskey A Go Go in Los Angeles. I saw bands like Great White. I think I saw Motley Crue there once. Again, this was the 80s, so give me a break. But it was one of the three places that we went to. It was either the Country Club, Gazzari's, or the Whiskey A Go Go. So seeing that the Warning has a bunch of recordings from the Whiskey, I feel inclined and somewhat, I have a moral imperative to watch the performances there because I've been in that club dozens of times. And it is not a big club by any sense of the imagination, but it is a legendary rock circuit club in Los Angeles. So I want to see the Warning play at the Whiskey. So this is how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to stop yammering. I'm going to see if I can get my headphones to work because that's always a fun adventure. Get these puppies going. I've got the tone, so that means that they are okay. And make sure that's all set up. That's not the one I want. I don't want. Yes, what I want to hear. Okay. Is that what I set up to hear? Nope. So confused. There they are. Got a feeling I will be totally editing this part out of it. All right. All right, back to the shtick. So it took me a minute, and I did edit part of that out because it took me far longer than it should have to get the good old headphones working. So we're going to go over to the reaction screen, and we are going to watch the Warning UGG live at the Whiskey A Go Go. So let's stop talking and let's start rocking. Yeah, it's about 30 feet wide. If that, maybe 20 feet wide. You know, this is fun because I've been here before. Guns N' Roses t-shirt.
feel. It's only making me reveal what it will take to make me break once and for all. Come on!
Nice. Very, very nice.
Thank you very much.
Let's see if they can give me a shot of what I wanted to pause it on.
What an amazing crowd we've got tonight. Oh, yeah.
I'm going to end it there for one reason. And let's see if I point at it. Right above my finger, if you go all the way up, that's one of the bars in the whiskey. And it's nice to see that things have not changed too much. I don't know what the occupancy of this place is, but it is again, it's one of those places that in the 80s, if you were a rock band and you wanted to get seen, the Whiskey A Go-Go was a legendary place to go play. And like I said, there at Gazzari's, I think I heard that the country club is no longer. But to see the Warning play here, and hold on, I've said it before, they're doing this right. This is a box to check for a lot of rock bands, is to play at the Whiskey. And it was a great show. And yeah, I mean, if you look at the size of the crowd here, this is a full house. And there's maybe 500-600 people there, if that. But you look at the bands that have played there, and that's the type of crowds that they were playing to. Motley Crue, as an example, and I've mentioned them before, they didn't go straight into playing in arenas with rotating drum kits. This is where they got their experience in all these dive bars like the Whiskey and Gazzari's. Like I said, these are legendary places. If you're talking to a band and you ask them, have you played at the Whiskey? They're not going to go, oh yeah, we played there. They're going to be like, yeah, we played at the Whiskey. It's almost like a badge of, excuse me. It's almost like like one of those battle scars that you need to have to be real. And I was laughing because Danny is wearing a Guns N' Roses t-shirt, and I will guarantee you 100% that Guns N' Roses lived on this stage probably for a couple years. I like the sound. I like the presence. It is perfect. This is the presence and the sound they have. I don't know if they toned it down because I'm pretty sure they were already playing huge shows down in Mexico, but it shows a level of professionalism because, when you're huge in another country, and I can give you a dozen different examples of bands that this applies to. Icebreaker, German band. Faun, another German band. Hell, the Fields of the Nephilim, one of my favorite. Well, actually, they are my favorite band. But they headline festivals in Europe, and I'm going to go see Faun in both Detroit and Chicago, and where they're playing are fairly small venues, but that's okay because they're breaking into the U.S. audience. But again, these are bands that can sell out, 10,000, 20,000 seat, stadiums in Europe. Come to the States and they're playing the whiskey. And I think it shows a lot of professionalism and a lot of dedication to the music to do things like this, whether it's the Warning, playing in a small place like this, or whether it is Found or Icebreaker, or I don't think the Fields have ever been to the States except for once in the 80s. But anyway, the point is for them to play these small venues, I think it displays a certain level of professionalism and stick-to-itiveness that a lot of other artists you're not going to see. They'll play the small places because they really want to put their music out there. They're not worried about radio play. They want people to experience them live no matter where they're at. And I have a lot of respect for that. And I have a respect for their ability to tone everything down to a certain level that allows them to play in a club like this. I mean, you can tell that just by looking at their gear, they have huge sponsorship. I mean, you look at in the shot with I'm going to flip back over that screen real quick. In this shot here, you could already see that Ale is playing her bass with the lit frets. Okay, they've got sponsorship. They've got a fan base, and the fact that they can tone themselves down to play at this level is more impressive to me than being able to ramp up to play a big area, because that just takes money. That takes money, engineering, and all that kind of stuff. And ta-da! You've gone from small to big. But to bring it back down and put on a hell of a show with about, I'm going to guess, 1/10 of the equipment that they're usually using, I think that's phenomenal. And I think that's one of the things that sets bands like The Warning apart, is they don't care where it is. They just want to play. And I hear people complaining about the size of the venues. And people are funny when it comes to concerts these days. And YouTube gives a false, what's the word I'm looking for? I think YouTube gives a false metric of how, I don't want to say popular a band is, but how well they're going to do on tour. I've read several different articles about bands having to cancel shows because they didn't sell enough tickets. Or even entire tours rerouted and rearranged because the ticket sales just weren't there. So when I hear people say, well, The Warning should be playing in bigger venues. Yeah, you're probably right. However, if I was a band manager, and a band PR agent, I would rather have, excuse me, because when you think about it, they're releasing the album and they're starting a tour in Europe and the States. Perfect. Do you think they're going to tour again later before their next album? I think they will, because they are a touring band. So if you can go through, let's say they play 17 cities in the U.S., if you can go through a tour and sell out 17 shows, even if they're smaller venues, when you go to book the second half of your tour, or the second half of concert dates to promote an album, you can go out and have your own metric of, we sold out every 1,500, 2,000 or 3,000 seat hall that we played at. We're going to go for more now because our album's been out longer, and that was just what we had once we released the album. Album's been out for a year now. We're going to tour. We want 5,000 seat halls. Not a bad plan. So for those of you that are worried or think it's somehow insulting to The Warning that they're playing smaller venues, I think it's smart. I think it's damn smart, because I would rather play to a small club, I'm saying small, but a club of 1,000 people that is sold out and people hanging off the rafters, than book at a 3,000 seat hall, because I'm pretty sure we can fill it with our numbers on YouTube, and then only sell 1,000 tickets. So the time will come that they will be taking the stage at 5,000 and 10,000 capacity halls. The time will come that when they play at a festival, they're going to be top billed. Don't rush it. They've been around for 10 years, but those 10 years started at the age of like 8 years old. You know what I'm saying? Where they're at now, they're doing it right. They're building a solid base, the Warning Army. They are this album. Yes, this album will be big for them, but they're touring in accordance to its release. So what you do, you book your gigs based upon what you have before the album goes out. If the album explodes, I saw that it was on the cover of Kerrang. That's when you start booking your second tour, because this tour you're looking at now was booked months ago, before the album came out. So this is I would almost call this a pre-tour tour. Just my thoughts. But I've been going on forever. I'm going to cut this video here. I'm going to stop talking. Probably can do one of those advertisements, help I'm talking and I can't shut up. But we're going to cut it here. So give me your thoughts and your meanderings down in the comments below. If you like hearing me blabber on for 15 minutes, hey, throw me a like or subscribe, because I'm really good at yammering. Of course, I do have a Patreon down below. I do have a little bit of a ticket giveaway going on with the Patreon. If you're a Patreon member and you're a subscriber, you can just toss a random 4 to 6 digit numbers in the chat group or in the message that I have posted on Patreon. And then at some point at the end of July, I will pick one of the numbers and the associated member. And I have 2 tickets to give out. I need to confirm that because I bought them, but I haven't downloaded them yet. I have 2 tickets to give out to the Warning Show in Detroit, Michigan, at the Majestic. So if you're interested in that, go to subscribing. I are talking good. Subscribe, and then Patreon. I got memberships from $1 a month up. Any level can enter the contest. Just something I want to do. Figure I don't see anybody else doing it, so why not? Anyway, I'm shutting up now. See, I told you I can yammer the fuck out of myself. I'm going to shut up. You guys take care of yourselves. Be good to one another. And as always, don't be a dick, because the world has enough of them. So till next time, bye-bye.